My name is Chukudima Onyeji. I'm from Ikuano Oboro in Amawam community. I was being deported from Libya in January, 8th of January.
What we are witnessing today is an endorsement of the policies and programs of Governor Kozeikpazo by the embassy, the Chinese embassy in Nigeria.
Ideally, if you are frying akara, you'll be frying it around schools, or you're frying it in the village where people know that you fry akara. And then you have the hope that when you fry the akara, somebody's going to buy it. And usually people who fry akara, they don't fry it and keep as such. They fry and people buy, they fry and people buy. So that is the concept of production as well. And in terms of the technical and vocational education, that should be the case.
To a lot of people, and I think they are right, there is a revolution going on today in Abia State.
What is happening here today will also be replicated in the 3 senatorial zones of Abia State.
At the vision of the governor, and I invested towards his vision.
Being aware that Abia State's investment environment and your efforts to empower youth.
Less than no time, Abia State will achieve our expectations.
I'm the one that reported from Libya to Nigeria. The federal government rescued me from Libya to this place. Precisely, I thank the Abia, our governor. I thank him so much for rescuing us. I thank you. I'm one of the students here.
My name is Honorable Deaconess Precious Achumba, the Commissioner for Special Duties and Vulnerable Groups, Abia State. I brought the last batch of the repatriated Libyan from Port Harcourt Airport on 20th of February. And that last batch makes it 20 persons in number. You find out that all of them, they look haggard because they passed through hurdles. I was happy that the objective of the state government yesterday came to reality. The time the China people has the interest of Abia because of how our governor has been working tirelessly to make sure that he bring all his people so that all of us will enjoy the good dividend of the democracy government we are having today. So yesterday, all of them were inducted so that they will commence their training.
Destiny Chimeze Elu, I'm from Ikuano local government. I thank the federal government I thank Nigeria so much, and I thank my state governor, Okezi Ikpeazu, for bringing us home. For me, I'm into weather department, and I'm learning it to help myself and to help my future.
He also profiled about 2,000 SMEs where it's supposed to go to. Okay, so that he has done. So this facility, he wants to do one in each several zone. And we also hope that our technical colleges in all our areas can be like this. This is a sign of the model which actually has been adopted by the Nigeria as a whole on how to run these colleges. Because in the past, they keep asking the government for money to buy this one, to buy that, whereas they have equipment in those workshops. So those workshops they have will become production units. So this is an example of what the government wants to do across all the schools. So I will just stop here for now because of time. If you have any questions on that, thank you very much.
In fact, what we have been doing here is exactly converging the efforts that the embassy has made to attract more Chinese investors to come to Nigeria. And in this regard, we together, we can do many more to benefit two countries' peoples.
That is the whole reason why we are so grateful, because the Chinese embassy and some other foreign countries and companies are recognizing the modest contribution or input that we are making in this direction in Abia State. And today, you are here to make this presentation of check to this institution to assist it in also training these young men. Today, if we look at those people who are done with all these garments, these are students, and in less than no time, most of them will graduate. Like the director of this school and the chief executive officer of this school had already told us during when we were embarking on this, the tour of the project, that we will not only bring these students here, accommodate them here, train them here, but we'll also expose them to what they are supposed to do, and that this institution will also serve as a place where most of them upon graduation might have to go outside, get some job somewhere, and come back here to do their production and make their supplies and make wonderful living.
So in this regard, there are many more we can do together, and I really hope that this project is going to achieve greater success in the cause of youth empowerment, in the cause of human resources development in Abia State. So by saying these words, I'd like to hand over the check. We really hope that our cooperation will be going on and all. We firmly believe that this kind of relationship is going to go a long way to benefit our cooperation, benefit our two peoples. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. Thank you.
It's a very quiet revolution, but nonetheless a revolution. It's a revolution particularly in the area of education. For over 100 years, this country has leaned more or less towards the kind of education that tends to produce more of clerks, writers, note takers. But we said no, that enough is enough. We cannot continue to produce millions of Nigerians who cannot fend for themselves, who cannot literally help us build a nation. So to that end, Governor Kezi Bazo, on assumption of office, instigated this quiet revolution which has been going on.
Well, in fact, we have considering the cooperation from the long run. We believe that this kind of cooperation is going to benefit not only Abia State, but because just like what the Development Center is doing, in fact, it is training the human resources for the whole country. So I believe this is something we can work closer together.
As a businessman, I looked towards it and decided to invest towards development of our people, and in a different way, training them and developing a place where they can produce what will be sold in the market to pay them salary. Thank God that federal government, in their sincerity, also saw what Victor Kesibazu is doing in Abia State, the governor, and decided to also support. That's why you see the visit of the vice president. The Chinese embassy, the government of China, developed through clustering businesses, manufacturing outfits. And when they saw this, they said this is what they really want to use to help and support Nigeria, starting from Abia.
Over the years, these 3 years, the governor has been the governor of Abia State. He has demonstrated competence and capacity to drive programs that will impact positively on the life of Abians, especially the younger generation. The governor initiated a program known as Education for Employment, with a background that people who go through these institutions will become self-reliant, become employers of labor, and create their own job and become entrepreneurs. Because we understand the burden of unemployment in Nigeria today is huge, and no serious government will fold its arms and allow its youth roam the streets without being gainfully employed.
Thank God today that the ambassador have made a pledge that they will continue to collaborate with our center in the area of technical development, in the area of provision of equipments, supporting us both in infrastructure. And the Chinese government says not only for Abia to develop Nigeria and develop West Africa.
Yes, also the Abia State government through Asopadec is also sending us some people to train. I think about 120 of them to train as well. Yeah, about of them to train. So you see, they speak it up as well. So the technical and vocational training is expensive. When I was running my own college in the UK, I get paid between £2,000 to £3,000 for one person I train. Here, if you talk about that kind of money, nobody will want to hear about it. Even if you go down to, people say, but if they've put so much money there, technical training is not like high school or university where you carry your notebook and pen and paper. No. Proper impartation of skills is expensive. All over the world, you can research and find out the cost. That's why most governors run away from it. They changed that into the 6334 system because they were tired of buying machines, buying equipment. Now they are even introducing some kind of alternative to practicals, alternative to something in high school, try to dodge it, because they don't want to invest in it. And I don't blame them again, because the colleges are not independent. If colleges were independent, they wouldn't have to be. If they were also dependent on the government, maybe they can run some more. So the center is serving three purposes. Okay, one is it's going to help the governor train some people from the E4E, which he has already earmarked, and he wants to open such center in the 3 senatorial zones. Okay, so that it can be balanced, but before people start reading minutes into it, but the fact is that the chairman of Logistic Deluxe, Mr. Raymond Alega, someone I admire so much, who brought out so much money, who believed in the vision, and brought so much money to invest in that. If we have such people in other senatorial zones, by all means, my laptop, everything's in my laptop. I can set it up within 6 months. But there has to be somebody who's committed, who's willing to bear the governor's burden, because you don't have so much money available to do these things. So that's one. The other one is that of course, like I said, the center will serve E4E, serve Empower, will serve anybody that bring people for proper training. Well, we don't believe in this. Somebody said that somewhere they can do it for 500 or 1,000 naira. Go there and do it. But if you want to come to the center, to the best of our ability, we'll do it on an international standard, and it will cost you some money. I have a center at Nnewi within Innocent Care Academy and at Enugu, and I know how much money that the presidency pays to train ex-militants, because it has to be done properly. Now, so the third thing is, we are going to use that place as a center for training trainers, because there is an acute shortage of competent trainers in this field. So we are going to start, beginning with Abia. We're going to build about that critical mass. We'll invite them for training. They can come there to do their practice and so on and so forth. So apart from Abia, any other state that sends out people to train, teachers to train, will do that. The last one is that it's a role model for polytechnics, for technical colleges, on how to be independent and self-sustaining. Okay, that is one of the most crucial things, and that's one thing that the Vice President took away as he was going. If we have more colleges, more polytechnics being independent, in fact paying taxes, bringing money in, that will relieve the pressure from the federal government, and maybe that can make us have scholarship in this field, and then people will move into this area that is really, really required for Nigeria to be able to go to the next level.